Carolyn Mitchell,
Here.
Daniel Butts,
Here.
Michelle Flatt,
Here.
Rick Kovalinsky,
Here.
Bob Robinson,
Here.
Faith Coda,
Present.
Carmen Tyler,
Here.
Stacy Wheeler,
Here.
Jim Bowe,
Yeah.
Amy Okon,
Here.
Christy Steele,
Here.
David Hicks, David Hicks.
I've been out of school for 15 years, and I still have total recall of my homeroom attendance. Like my Latin teacher used to say, you learn it by heart as a teenager, it stays with you the rest of your life.
There's a kid inside, and I have him with me always.
There's a kid inside, walking down old high school hallways.
There's a kid inside.
Had
I could live it all again.
I wish I'd never had to live through it in the first place. I don't want to sound like a fanatic or anything, but Mary Jo Drennan ruined my senior yearbook, and I will never forgive her for it. Right on the very first page, she wrote, "Roses are red, violets are blue. If I had your breath, I'd go live in a zoo." She wrote this right on the very first page with a green felt tip pen. After I read what she wrote, I never let anyone else sign the book again, or even look at it. I just stuck it away in this old bookcase at home. And then, last week, the mailman hands me this package. My mother sent me the yearbook, because she thought I should have it to show my kids. Well, at first, I was gonna hide it, but I realized that sooner or later, something would have to be done. So, I bought a green felt tip pen, and I practiced imitating Mary Jo's handwriting. And then right after what she wrote, I wrote in huge letters, "Ha ha, just kidding." You know, what embarrasses me most isn't what she wrote in the book. It's that I'm 28 years old, and I still care.
I learned to count to 10 in French. I learned to cut a frog in two. I learned that showing how you feel can be a deadly thing to do. And the things I learned in high school, I carry with me still. The lessons taught, the stuff I thought, the junk I heard, and the crap I bought. The things I learned in high school, the parts I learned to play, have made me what I am today. I learned the history of the world. I learned that something equals pi. I learned that giving up is fine as long as no one saw you try. And the things I learned in high school have been there ever since. The feelings taught, the habits caught, the hopes I held and the fears I fought. The things I learned in high school have stuck along the way and made me what I am. Thanks a lot for all the lessons I learned. I picked it up and got it down on the spot. Thanks a lot to all the parties concerned for the great, well-rounded public education I got. I learned a lot of things a person like me better not to know. A lot of junk I should have gotten rid of long ago. I learned a lot of facts that are no longer even so. But the things I learned in high school are with me all the same. And how I think, and how I speak, and where I'm strong, and where I'm weak, the playing cute, the acting tough, the nagging doubts, and enough's enough. The things I learned in high school cannot be wished away. They made me what I am today.
I decided the best way to deal with high school was get rid of all the evidence. For starters, there's the good old Harper High yearbook. Well, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than therapy.
Here's a picture of Monica Ormus, the most popular girl at Yarborough High. And here's me, Harvey Bellerby, co-chairman of the Logarithm League. Just before final exam in senior algebra, Monica Ormus spoke to me for the first time ever. She asked me to cheat for her. What she wanted me to do was to write down the answers on a piece of paper and let it fall to the floor. Then she'd drop her pencil and lean over to pick it up, and pick up the answers too. She said if I did this, she'd let me take her out sometime. This is my one chance, and they only had a second to decide. I was in pain, actual pain. I told her I couldn't do it. I didn't say it's wrong or anything. I just said I couldn't do it. And from that moment on, she never spoke to me again. 2 years out of school, I'd get drunk one night. And before I knew what I was doing, I called her up. Oh, Jesus. I said, "This is Harvey Bellerby." "Who?" she said. I said, "Harvey Bellerby from YHS." "Oh," she said, "what do you want?" I should have hung up, but I didn't. What I said was, "Well, Monica, I just wanted to let you know I changed my mind."
Second thoughts. Second thoughts about.
Second thoughts about the brat I snubbed.
Second thoughts about the speech I flubbed.
Second thoughts about a creep named Todd.
Second thoughts about Denise. Oh God.
Second thoughts about the fight I should have won.
Second thoughts of what I might have said and done.
All the chance was mine.
If I'd only found the words that night.
If I'd only had the guts to fight.
If I'd only checked the mic. Who knows?
If I'd only called back, just suppose.
If I got in a pants, there and then.
I only had the chance. I only had the chance again. But school is out. There's nothing I can do a thing about. The game is over and the rain is out. The score is final. Where we stood is where we stand. Time ticks on. Find you talking to yourself.
In grown-up land.
Chance is gone. I can't believe I let it slip right through my
certain day in June, every single one of us had to walk across the auditorium stage in front of everybody and say our names into the microphone. This was supposed to be another example of democracy in action. The teachers would write down the names of the 6 prettiest girls, and then we get to vote on them for Daisy Princess. That way nobody was overlooked. I still remember what I wore on Illumination Day. I suppose we all did. What I remember the most, though, is Nancy Dugan. She was the tallest girl in our class, taller than most boys even. Well, while the rest of us paraded across the stage and tried to smile as we said our names into the microphone, she had the guts to walk across that stage and say, "My name is Nancy Dugan, and I decline the nomination."
I was voted best public speaker.
I was voted friendliest.
I was voted student class president.
I was voted best dancer.
I was the one who tallied all the votes.
I never won any big awards or prizes. I know winning was the name of the game in high school, and if you couldn't point to some kind of trophy, you weren't really anybody. Still, there was this one time during a track meet when there's like 6 guys out in front of me, and all of a sudden somebody in the crowd starts yelling my name.
Come on, Sammy, you can do it, Sammy!
I only took 3rd that day. Just hearing that guy yell my name has got to be one of the best moments of my whole life.
I was standing on the 3rd step of the north staircase. I remember the step. That's how important it was to me. Jack Salloway told me he thought I was sexy. We both blushed, and then I had to run to my next class, where I spent the entire period writing the word sexy over and over again in my notebook. I remember thinking that I could die happy now. No matter what happened to me ever again, I could always tell myself that Jack Salloway said he thought I was sexy.
Once, when I was cleaning out my wallet, I decided I'd throw away some snapshots of my high school girlfriend. Who needs that kind of thing, right? Picture me, down on my hands and knees in the garage, sifting through the contents of the garbage can. Now, picture my wife asking me what I'm doing.
He asked me over to his house. I wore Suzanne's embroidered blouse. I still remember that night, and nothing really
you this. It's 3:15 and everybody from the whole school knows what's going to happen. There's like 100 kids out back in the parking lot just waiting to see me cream Eddie Rondello. The tension is terrific because everybody knows it's either him or me. You understand? So I say to him, "Okay, asshole, you ready?"
And I say, "You bet I am, you chicken shit Mick."
So I take off my coat, see? And he takes off his.
Timmy said he'd referee, but where's Timmy? Nobody knows. So I say, "Screw the referee, let's get on with it." And all the kids start backing up all of a sudden. And that's when I come at Doyle. My first punch is a beauty whammo! And then there's like this roar from the crowd, and I'm feeling really good, you know, really good.
First I let him think he's got me. He goes punching away like the stupid wop that he is. Using up all his energy in the first 2 minutes. And I go like, letting on like he's really giving it to me. And all the time I'm thinking, that's it, Eddie. Just wear yourself out. And in like 2 minutes, he's all done. And except for the fact like I got a little blood coming out of my ear, I'm fresh as a daisy.
Some girl starts screaming because she sees I clipped him on the ear. And he's staggering around with this blood all over him. And she's screaming, "Stop it, stop it, stop it!" And that's when I made my big mistake. She says, "You're murdering him!" And in like a split second, I turn away, and that's when Doyle grabs me by the knees and topples me on the blacktop and just starts pounding me.
And I go like, bam, bam, bam! You give, you give, you give!
She just hadn't made me turn away.
What are you saying? What are you?
Doyle was good, though. I gotta give him that.
Then I got scared all of a sudden, because I could see Eddie was unconscious. The rest is kind of a blur. Patsy ran up and put her arms around me, I remember that. And then Eddie opened his eyes, and I could see that he was okay. I mean, thank God, I could have killed him.
I wouldn't say I give, though. I wouldn't. That's the thing. I think he respected me.
After the fight, of course, I was like a king.
Could have beat him, though. I could have beat him. He knew that, too.
Hey, Eddie!
Jerry Doyle.
Hey, buddy! Long time no see,
Long
fella!
time no
Hey,
see.
wanna get a beer?
You ain't got that right no more, are you?
Yeah.
Hey,
He looks so handsome, so, I don't know, just the way I'd hoped, I guess. Not at all like a boy in formal clothes. Like a man.
That was the last time I saw her. The last good time before college. We had a fight afterwards about something. But that night was beautiful. Really beautiful. Mary Ann and I didn't go to the prom. But sometimes I wish we had. She said that she'd rather stay home and talk and that the prom was only a chance for the rich kids to show off. And she thought it was stupid. That was the night Mary Ann got pregnant. She still says she's glad we didn't go. And I say, yeah, me too. High school ended real fast, you know? Right now, it seems like light years away.
It really was the happiest night of my life. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining or anything. It's just that nothing is ever going to be as wonderful or as scary or as romantic as the senior prom.
My high school prom had to be canceled because of a bomb scare. I recommend that this be made an annual tradition.
Only every time I get one part erased, I see another one, and another. Finally, the bell rings, and Mrs. Delaney starts to collect all the test booklets. And I realize I never even opened mine. I don't even know what the test is about. And the worst part is all the pictures are still there. I start tearing up the booklet like crazy, shoving pieces of it in my mouth, trying to chew it up and swallow it before she gets to me. And then she's standing there, and she says, "Where's your test booklet, James? What have you done with it?"
junior. I believed in getting into college.
I believe that a woman's virginity is a pearl of great price. I believe the boys lost respect for a girl if she didn't tell them when to stop. Still, when Jerry Geller was going off to Panama as an exchange student, I really wanted him to know how I felt about him. He was so good-looking and sweet and kind of shy. Well, he said if we both wanted to, it couldn't be wrong. Well, I decided I believed in Jerry Geller.
Used to be on a Saturday night, my two buddies and me, we get high as a kite, and I'm telling you, we were a hell of a sight. Drunk as a skunk in May. It never took a lot, just a six-pack of beer, but it worked in a shot, put us right on our ear, and the talk, it was not what you're likely to hear. Down at the PT fucking A. Man, oh man, we were something to see. On a half of a can, we were gone as can be. We were made in Japan, my two buddies and me. Drinking the night away. La 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 la. La 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 la. Now I'm halfway through my 32nd year, and I still get thirsty for a can of beer. But I don't go crazy like a kid, don't go bananas the way we did. I can drink all night before it even shows. Now when I get loaded, no one even knows. Only trouble is it doesn't feel like it used to be. La 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 la. But it doesn't feel like it used to be. Take me back to the Saturday nights. I'm telling you, Jack, if they had any flights, I would fly. Get to where my life was easy again. I would fly. Get a feeling that was 10 out of 10. I would fly. Buy some beer and meet my buddies and then open a can and chug a lug away. Go, 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 and get
What I remember most about high school is my mother telling me not to worry that no one ever asked me out. I was a late bloomer, she said, and I thought, what if I never bloomed? And then one day, in the spring of my junior year, Ricky Dalton, who was captain of the swimming team and used to sing solos with the Glee Club, came up to me in the hall and asked if he could take me out on Saturday night. And I said yes. I was so happy and nervous and excited. And then the very next morning, I found out why he asked me out. I got a pink slip in homeroom, which meant I had to go to the girls' vice principal. Well, I've never gotten a pink slip before, and I used to think that people my stomach, even though I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. And when third period came, I went to the office. And Mrs. Haskell said, she said that there was something written about me on one of boys' lavatories. It wasn't true. I started to cry, and I felt so sick I couldn't even speak. And Miss Haskell kept saying, is it true? Is it true? Is it true? Finally, I said, no, it wasn't. And she said it was okay then. But if it ever happened again, I'd have to be put on probation. And I said I understood. And I thanked her. I thanked her. But anyway, that was only high school. You survive those things. You don't forget them, but you do survive them. And besides, my mother was right. Took me to college to believe it, but I was a late bloomer.
Gym class. Anybody remember gym class? You do 400 push-ups in 45 seconds or some Neanderthal threatens to shove your jockstrap down your throat, right? And there's always this one thief who can't do anything right. We had this one kid called Joel the Jelly Roll. He was like the thief of all time. Buckowitz, our gym teacher one time, blew up at him. Told him he was the biggest fuck-up that he'd ever seen. Couldn't catch, couldn't throw. I mean, this kid was so fat. How fat was he? Oh, this kid was so fat that when he got benched, nobody else could be. Honest, when you saw this kid in the showers, you couldn't even tell if he had a prick or not. Hey, you want to know how he got his name? Well, one day, in the showers, one of the guys goes, "Hey, Joe, where's your pecker?" And this other kid, he holds up this jelly roll thing from his lunchbox, and he goes, "Here it is, here it is." And we all start tossing it around going, Joel the jelly roll hadn't got a pecker, so he has to have a hole. Joel the jelly roll. Oh, and the topper? The topper is Danny shoves this jelly roll thing in Joel's face and makes him eat it. I nearly fell over from laughing so hard. You know, every so often I think back on stuff like that, I just crack up all over again. Oh, the wife? Woo, the wife, she hates it when I tell that story. That's not funny, Barry. It's just not funny. Well, you had to be there, you know? You just had to be there.
Separate ways, but time and time Sometimes it's like they're watching, watching as I go on. Day out, day in, I lose, I win, and somehow I feel I do it for them. Why should I still be bothered? When will the ghost be gone? How can I feel my life is real when half of the time I do it for them? I wonder, I wonder, I
I'm writing my dissertations on the social parameters of social interaction in the American Adolescent Society. Simply put, my central thesis is this: that all those kids that gave me grief in high school should be put up against the wall and have their guts splattered out with a machine gun.
Rita Morrison once told me that being beautiful was a 24-hour-a-day job, and that sometimes she wished she could be more casual about her appearance. The way I was.
Here it is, come here. Most outstanding senior athlete, Jay Steinhaus. Whoops. I ripped his head off.
He's a used car salesman now. This creep who used to call me Little Miss Tiny Tits. God, I cannot wait to see him again. He'll say, "What are you doing now?" And I'll say, "Why, I'm teaching at the university." And then I'll say, "And what are you doing now?" And when he tells me he's selling used cars for a living, I'll say, "I'm so glad." That's just for a shit like you belong.
I demand an apology from every kid in my class for not recognizing what a great guy I was. And what's more, I'm not going to accept that apology. I demand to know what it's like to walk down the hall in a letter sweater and have everybody smile at you. I demand to be student body president. I demand to be cute. I demand to know what it's like to be awarded a full athletic scholarship at the college of my choice. I demand... Oh, hell. I don't want it now. I want it then.
carpeting came, and so did the rug we bought for the bedroom floor. Jeff really got a bargain with his discount through the store. I love the wall-to-wall. The baby had a ball when the men were here to do the installation. All the kids were cheering as we walked out on the field, and there were people taking pictures everywhere. The stands were filled to bursting, and the seniors raised a banner, and Jeff pointed to our names up in the air. The marching band was playing, and our kids all threw confetti, and I feel like I still have some in my head. August 3rd, 1987. This morning I found a note on the bed. It said, "You are getting fat." I quickly dressed Melinda, and we fed the stupid cat. We caught a show at noon, a feature-length cartoon. It's amazing what they do with animation. The marching band was playing, and our kids all threw confetti, and I feel like I still have some in my head. The marching band was playing, and our kids all threw confetti, and I feel like I still have some in my head. The marching band was playing, and our kids all threw confetti, and I feel like I still have some in my head. I guess it always will be
There are thousands of trumpets in thousands of closets that never get played anymore. Countless trumpets in cases in tucked away places that never parade anymore. There's a clarinet back home at my mother's in a cardboard box like thousands of others. There's saxophones and slide trombones packed away way back when, and they're never gonna sparkle in the sun again.
I've got drawers full of stuff at home that I don't know what to do with anymore. I mean, who remembers how to use a slide ruler?
Isn't it about time I got rid of my notes on the Industrial Revolution?
My copy of Beowulf.
Tony Green's ID bracelet.
That JV pennant.
My push-up bra.
I've still got my baton somewhere, but people tend to be suspicious of a doctor who twirls.
There are thousands of trumpets in thousands of closets that never can play anymore. Countless trumpets and cases in tucked away places that never parade anymore. There's a big brass band of rusty musicians that at one time played some noisy renditions of the stars and stripes. But holy Christ, it's silence all through the land, and there's nothing like the sound of a big brass band. I was there, so was I, going bump-a-dum-bump, God knows why. I was there, stepping high, those were my white bucks, proudly marching by with the band. Where's the band? Halftime is over, and so is the thunder. The flutes and the French horns are starting to wonder. The beat of the bass drum, the roll of the snare, are but echoes in the air. And there are thousands of trumpets in thousands of closets that never get played anymore. Countless trumpets in cases in tucked away places that never parade anymore. There's a big brass band of rusty musicians that at one time played some noisy renditions of the stars and stripes. But holy Christ, it's silence all through the land, and there's nothing like the silence of a big brass band. Sounds like a big brass band.
I like to think I've changed a lot since high school. I mean, I'm married now, and I have responsibilities. But every once in a while, somebody says to me something like, "You're a real cheerleader type, aren't you?" Or, "I bet you were a cheerleader when you were in school." And I always say, "Sure I was." I mean, maybe some of them mean it like a put down. That's not the way I take it. I take it as if they were saying, "I can see you've got a good, positive kind of outlook on life." Of course, then there are the real dumbos who think it was a big joke to have ever been a cheerleader. Or a big turn-on. One guy even said to me, "I guess you had a lot of practice spreading your legs." Denny, my husband, would have punched him out in a minute if he had heard that. But I just turned and walked away.
10 points, and everybody was getting real discouraged. So we came out and did Who's Got the Muscle? Who's Got the Muscle? 16 times. And we did this 16 times. Whew, we were almost dead at the end. But it really got everyone all charged up. And when the Pirates came from behind and actually won, we felt like we really did something. You know? Like we gave our all and it really meant something. People always say to me, "Oh, Jenny, you are just too full of pep. I can't keep up with you." But what I hate to see is everyone I know getting down in the dumps over nothing. You know, worry, worry, worry. You know what their problem is? They don't know how to get excited about things. Me? Well, ever since my operation, I'm just excited to still be alive. When Denny brought me home from the hospital, I said, if we can beat cancer, we can beat anything. And do you know what he said? He gave me this look like, who is this insane person I'm married to? And then he said, you really are a cheerleader, aren't you?
Of the 648 kids in my class, there's only 4 or 5 I even keep in touch with. Sometimes I can't help but wonder about the others. I bet Joey Lambert's voice never did.
The thing I always think of is the time I came into social studies class with his face painted blue. Mr. Rocco got all upset. Told him to wash his face or he'd be sent home. Johnny just said, am I to understand, Mr. Rocco, that you're discriminating against me because of my color? Well, we all started to laugh because everyone knew Mr. Rocco was a bigot, just that nobody ever challenged him like that before. Oh, but Mr. Rocco started sputtering. And then he said we were all human garbage. That's what he said, honest. And he just walked out of the classroom and never came back. I adored Johnny DeBernardis.
Johnny D, he was my age. But in some ways, he was 10 years ahead of me. He saw through all the crap before I even knew it was crap. But that meant the administration, they really came down on him. They would have crucified him if they could have. But he just laughed in their faces. And somehow, he always got away with it.
I remember one year, Johnny set up a stand in Center Hall to sell bricks. Each one came with a little mimeograph sheet that said something like, hey, why'd you buy this brick anyway? What are you gonna do with it? Why do you think school spirit is so important anyhow? He was weird. I still got my brick at home somewhere. And you know what? I miss that crazy guy.
Johnny DeBernardis was a pain in the ass. He always thought he was so smart, but all he ever did was make a fool of himself. I guess he's what you'd call a radical. But if you ask me, he was a short little bastard with bad acne that needed a haircut.
Johnny was crazy. I mean, really crazy.
Remember how they told you to stand up for what you believed in? And then if you did, they'd kill you? Well, they couldn't kill Johnny.
Guys like that can't hack it in the real world. They just can't hack it. He probably turned out to be a druggie with his brains burned out on LSD.
When Sally told me what happened to him, I couldn't believe it. I thought he'd be a lawyer or go into politics. Or, I don't know. The last thing I ever expected was for him to be a high school teacher. But when you think about it, that's exactly what he ought to be. Hear ye, hear ye! A long-awaited 10th reunion will be held at Robert Louis Stevenson High.
The class of 71 from Southside High is cordially invited to attend.
It's reunion time.
20 years?
Time to say hello again to all your friends from Florence Arts class of 67. Remember the good old days at Harris High.
Come as you are, and meet the folks who remember you the way you were.
There she goes again.
She's there again, singing, come along, come along, come along, come along for the ride. Singing, come along.
on me in the cafeteria. Oh, and there's Madge Percy.
Aren't you going to talk to anyone?
Not to them. Look, as far as I can see, the only people that came were the real trips. Wait a minute. That's Tony Pulaski.
Well, there's someone you can talk to.
Are you kidding? Tony Pulaski was student body president. Why would he want to talk to me? Hold it. Perfect. I'm so glad you're divorced.
You're glad.
I didn't want to be the only one. You know, I almost didn't come tonight. I just couldn't face everybody saying, hey, where's Eddie?
Oh, I forgot. You and Eddie were voted cutest couple, right?
You got it. Cutest couple ever to get married too young.
Oh, come on, cheer up. Donald Wilson just told me you look sensational.
Really? Donald Wilson?
Mm-hmm. And what's more, he's divorced too.
Steskel's class. You sat up front.
Oh, sure.
I'll never forget that guy.
Who?
Steskel.
Oh, me neither. Excuse me. Some friends of mine are saving a table for me, and I promised I'd sit with them.
Oh, well, maybe I could, join you?
Oh, well, there are lots of tables.
High school all over again, the old fun and games. High school played out at a table for 10.
He's not gonna sit with us, is he?
I know the guys are in ties and the girls have new names, but it's high school all over again.
Hey, sucker!
Come back to the land of the kings and the queens. Come back if only to see how you score.
Do you believe those shoes he's wearing?
It's time for doing a few of your favorite routines. Yes, it's just like those old days of yore. I think I've seen this flick before.
We're the kids from Cary High. We never put out, we never get high.
High school all over again. A peaceful and I die. We've got old cheerleaders doing old cheers.
Come on, do it right.
Just when you thought you were safe, high school says hi. Forget where you've been all these years when high school loved you.
We're the kids from Cary High. We never give up and we never say die.
Welcome back, rah, rah, rah.
Welcome back to the high and the low.
Same old tune,
La la la.
same old tune. We all sang on the go. Hurry down, don't put up a fight. Say, come meet the husbands and wives. Hey, what do you know? We got reruns tonight of the happiest years of our lives.
High school.
Feeling I've been here before.
All over again. High school.
Feeling I've been here before.
All over again. High school.
Feeling I've been here
All
before.
over again. High school.
I've been here before.
And this is Erica, the woman I'm living with.
We're engaged. Ray makes it sound, oh, I understand. I'm old-fashioned myself.
Judy and I go back a long way. We started dating at what, 15?
14. He was the first boy I ever kissed. I'll tell you a secret, even if he doesn't know. He's the first boy I ever dated. Well, that certainly...
That sure was a long time ago.
We went to all the dances together. Really, Ray? You danced? Oh, he does it still. He was terrific.
Well, I had a terrific partner.
Honestly, Ray. Ray, you don't dance anymore?
Not really, no.
We have other interests. Well, sure. I'm sure you do. Listen, say hi to your sister for me.
Sure.
And get him on the dance floor sometime.
What do you mean, make out artist?
Oh, you weren't who was.
Hey, I'm not saying I didn't get to first base a couple of times, but I sure don't remember any home runs.
Oh, that's not what you said back then. You remember that old parking spot on Adams Road?
Remember to her and I said, hey, ever do it in a car before? And she turns on mysterious. She says, I'm not the sort of person who does that sort of thing. And we look at each other, and then we start laughing. Here I am, married 11 years with 3 kids at home, and I finally find out where she draws the line.
I always thought you'd go into modeling or something.
I did for a while, but
I guess none of us are getting any younger.
it's not really a steady business.
Heard that. You like the suit? It's Brooks Brothers.
Great.
I got it in Hong Kong.
A Brooks Brothers suit?
They're less expensive over there. Not that money is an object, of course.
Yeah.
You've been to Hong Kong?
No.
Europe? Well, you never know when things might start to break your way. Geez, you really used to be something. You really used to be something.
Fran! Fran Williams! Janie? Janie Anderson? Fran, what are you doing? Fran, my God. What's the
So?
You were in my class, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Your class, your year, your school. Yeah, I was there.
I don't remember you.
Well, why would you? The only time you ever said hi to me was when you wanted my vote. So what can I do for you? You still running for class president?
Look, pal, I don't know what your problem is.
I don't go for home-working assholes. That's my problem. Hey, look, you want to make something of it?
Larry, come on.
Look, maybe he wants to make something of it.
I don't, really, I don't.
See, look at him back off. What's the matter? So you were a big deal. So what?
Larry, come on,
Look,
please.
that was high school, man. High school.
Larry, for God's sake.
Okay, cool it, okay?
Cool as shit. You always look down your nose at guys like me, didn't you?
No,
You and your hot shit crowd, your hot shit girlfriends. I would have liked to have been the one who stuck it to Beverly Nell and prom night for her, I'm telling you.
Stop. We're going home.
Sure. Why not? Just want to tell him what I think of him. Nothing. That's what I think of him. Nothing.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I'd ask her to dance, but
But what?
she's not gonna say yes, hell, she's not even gonna say maybe.
Oh, how do you know?
She never gave me the time of day.
Well, look, she's on her own. Why don't you ask her?
All right. Excuse me, bud.
Steven?
You remember me?
Of course.
Just drunk enough to ask you to dance.
Not too drunk to dance?
Nope.
Still don't talk much, huh? You were always like that. Had this huge crush on you junior year, and you couldn't have said more than 3 words to me.
You had a crush on me?
Oh, man, you've got to see this to believe it.
So these are the kids I went to high school with. What do you think?
I think you should have been voted sexiest.
Well, thank God for that. See that girl?
Uh-huh.
She's who I wanted to be. She was so pretty and popular and poised.
Wait a minute. That's how I kind of figured you always must have been.
No way, but I almost died trying. I could just see me at 6 and 17, typical down to my certainty. Piercing my knees with the future nurses of working like mad to be. I'm so glad you did know me. What a nothing I was then. I'm so glad you did know me. I'm glad you did know me when.
I'm thankful, too, that I didn't know you, 'cause that would have meant you knew me. Singing my folk songs, or learning to smoke, or panic at pulling a D. And speaking of fears, I had an erection the whole 4 years.
Okay.
I'm so glad you did know me. I wasn't ready for you then.
Sounds like you were.
I'm just glad you did know me. Thank God you did know me.
Picture me pet beam as fake as they come, making corsages of juicy fruit gum.
Picture a geek on the edge of his chair, waving his hand in the air. Oh, call on me, call on me.
Picture a phony,
Picture how suave I can be,
doing the phony.
passing my brother's ID.
I was the worst.
And I was as bad. Picture the dates we'd have had. I'm glad, glad that you weren't around. What a creep you'd have found. Good riddance and goodbye, goodbye. Hand me no yearbooks to sign, and don't ever ask to see mine. No old anxiety. I'm glad you didn't know me. Glad you didn't know
3115. I can't see a thing without my glasses, but I'd be damned if I was going to wear them here tonight.
Here's my business card.
Your business card? I forgot we're all grown up.
Wait. I didn't grow up. I just got old.
Let's not use that word, okay?
You know, it's funny. The first time I didn't come because I didn't think I'd changed enough.
I know the feeling.
And then the next time I got the invitation, it was like, I just didn't feel like I was rich or famous enough.
Or married.
Or glamorous.
But this time, I said, what the hell? The worst thing about high school is you always felt like you were in some kind of contest. But what's the contest? All I know is I wouldn't have missed being here with you guys tonight for anything.
Time has come. The night is winding down. Time to close the bar. Time to get the car. Time has come. And once again, here we are. Enemies and friends, all the attendants of another
I'm 28 years old, and I still care.
This was my one chance, and I only had a second to decide. Just hearing that guy yell my name has got to be one of the best moments of my whole life.
I still remember what I wore on Elimination Day.
And Miss Haskell kept saying, is it true? Is it true? Is it true?
You really are a cheerleader, aren't you?
You had to be there, you know? You just had to be there.
I drove past my old high school the other day, and I stopped for a while to watch the kids playing baseball on South Field. They seemed so young. I mean, hardly like high school kids at all. I've been watching for maybe 5 minutes before I realized that the old guy who was coaching the team was Mr. Buckowitz, my phys ed teacher from way back in freshman year. Back then I was fat. I mean, real fat. And about a foot shorter than I am now. All the guys used to call me Joel the Jelly Roll. One time, Mr. Buckowitz told the entire class that out of all his years of gym teaching, that I was the biggest... that I was the worst student that he'd ever had. I went home that afternoon, and I got a razor blade out of the medicine cabinet. And I sat on the side of the bathtub for 3 hours. And the only thing I can remember thinking is I can't even kill myself. And I could just hear Mr. Buckowitz and all the guys just laughing at me. But there he was, today, on South Field. And I wanted to hate him. I wanted to hate him the way I'd hated him when I was 14. I wanted to walk up to him and I wanted to say, hey! I know what you are. And don't you dare think that I've forgotten what you did to me. But he was so much smaller than I remembered. So much older than I remembered. He must be about ready to retire by now. And besides, I don't hate him anymore. I don't have to. Because I'm not 14, and I don't have to obey him. And thank God I'm not Joel the Jelly Roll anymore. You know, sometimes when I look back, the only thing I can think is I made it. I made it, thank God I made it.
Skill, not like the deckhand. The deckhand on the Captain Nichols boats, they all seem to catch more perch than most people. They just have that touch, which takes some experience to develop. Look at that, a double, holy cow. Early in the spring, in fact, a month earlier than now, they were catching an awful lot of fish and an awful lot of